Hello and welcome to Talktime. My guest today is well-known singer Abhishruti Bezbaruah, currently in the news for her music video Ure Rati that seeks to promote or create awareness about the transgender community, a unique effort there. Abhishruti Bezbaruah, welcome to Talktime.
Thank you so much, sir.
You see, you are a trained, Hindustani classical singer. You had trained under several gurus, both within Assam and outside. Yes. Now tell me, why suddenly you decided to come up with this music video? We'll recall how you started music and so on a little later in the section. But point is, now you are in the news lately because of your new music video, which seeks to create awareness within the society on the transgender community. What made you do this?
Actually, sir, as an artist, I feel responsible to give back to society. I have been giving tracks which have been really welcomed by the people of Assam, such as my bihus and my other modern songs. But somewhere within, because I've been studying in Mayo College Girls' School, and then I did sociology honors in LSR, New Delhi. I think because of that education, and you're always taught to give back to society in some way or the other. And being an artist, even my Guruji, Pandit Rajan Sajan Mishra ji, they also, each time they told me that, you must give back, there must be gratitude in you. So every time that I go around in the city, or maybe in Delhi or Bombay also, I used to notice that when it comes to transgender community, people have a different notion about them. They look at them in a very different way. The vision is very different, and that used to disturb me at a personal level. Because for me, we are all human beings at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
And so what if our gender identity is not male or female?
Absolutely. I think, do you think, that is important for, particularly for people who are, whether people like you, who have a lot of following within the society, a section, particularly the youth, they listen to your songs, they listen to what people like you say, because singers and people in the popular culture, that's a huge, chunk of space which they dominate, particularly among the youth. Do you think when you decided to take up this cause, do you think you already realized that this is going to have a positive impact within the society? There was some kind of a conviction within yourself, obviously.
Yes.
That's why you decided to do this, because I don't think there was any commercial, this is not a commercial venture at all.
Not at all a commercial venture, sir. But as an artist, and yes, we have our own following and our fans and our well-wishers. And if we use this space, it's a privilege that we have been blessed with, because they listen to our music and they listen to us. This privilege, why not share it and share space with our queer friends? They are equally a part of the society as we are. We are all a sum of its parts. So, I felt responsible as an artist, and if how many ever listeners or followers, if they even listen to what I have to say in Ure Rati once, I think there could be an impact, if not today, somewhat down the lane, someday.
Right. And when you decided to write the lyrics, who wrote the lyrics? You wrote the lyrics yourself?
No, actually this has been penned by Kalpana Bhuiya Baido, and she actually penned it overnight for me. Because
did you ask her to do it?
No, I actually composed this. This is my very first composition. And I approached her to write the lyrics, but I just gave her a brief saying that, it should be about the internal struggle of a human being.
We'll listen to the song. I'll present the viewers with the full song. But, let me take this opportunity to ask you, we'll carry on with the conversation a little later, but sing 2 lines of this song. That'll be nice to hear it from your voice right in the studio itself.
Sure, sir. So we actually composed it way back in 2006. My mother came up with the first line, and then I added on.
Okay.
And so some songs and some compositions stay with you for a really long time.
Yes,
so it's 2021 now.
Yeah.
2006 we composed it. It's been a long time.
A year, decade and a half.
Yes. Yeah. Just humming a couple of lines for you.
Just 2 lines.
Yeah. Ore rati joluki obedona Usupe mon dekhi janai jatonat Heuji hopunbur kotenu bisaru herale পৃথিৱীৰ সোণালী ৰংবোৰ কিনিনো উৰিলে কতেনো লুকালে শান্তি জুৰি আকৌ পোহালি ওৰে ৰাতি জলুকীয় বেদনা উচুপে মন দেখি জানাই যাতনা
Wow, that's great. Now, that brings me to the question. You see, as I said right in the beginning, you are a trained Hindustani classical singer, you are a trained Hindustani classical musician, but you are comfortable in almost all genres. You have your own unique way of singing bihu. I had listened to one or two of your music videos, and now this particular song, Ore Rati, the tone, the scale, it's absolutely completely different from what you are trained as a child.
Yes.
So tell me how you decided to switch genres, or how do you do that?
Actually, sir, as an artist, I always wanted to be versatile. I've grown up listening to Asha Bhosle ji, and then, you know, I've taken to Sunidhi Chauhan a lot. And, you know, I can see where, you know, Bollywood has also exposed us to a lot of genres like that. And I always wanted to sing everything possible, be it classical, be it Borgit, be it, you know, Rabha Sangeet or Bihu or jazz, pop. I want to be, you know, fitting each genre, but you know, someone also did ask me as an artist, what would you like to be associated with, you know, because each artist has a genre of theirs. But then I said, you know, I'm an artist. As long as I live, I want to be able to sing.
So you'd love to experiment.
I would love to experiment.
You experiment a lot. You know, you extract, you experiment.
I try to.
So, and that means you also do fusion, is it?
Yes, I do. So fusion, how I understand it is that because of my experience in the film line, I was in the sound department working with Rasool Pukuti sir and also Amrit.
He was on my show.
Oh, he was.
Rasool Pukuti, yeah.
Okay. So I have had the opportunity to work with them, and also I've been trained classically, you know, in New Delhi and etc. But I always wanted to do something for myself. And then one day I was just sitting at my Pehi's home, and then I could hear the clickety-clack of the loom behind, because she has a loom, and she makes amazing mekhela sadors. But so I was just sitting, and then I could hear the clickety-clack, and I was just like tapping on my hand. We can do bihu with this, I think. So that's how we started experimenting.
So if the you know, the sights and sounds, the environment around you always inspire you know, creative people.
Absolutely.
And that's what you exactly said just now.
Yes.
The sound of the loom, you thought you can compose a bihu, or you can take that tune.
Yes, I actually made
You did that?
I did that. I put Roi Roi Roti, my bihu, the first bihu that I attempted, has the clickety-clack of the loom as the entire rhythm of the song.
I'll go for a break, but before that, since you've already said Roi Roi Roti, let's hear one line of that as well, and then we'll go for a break.
Sure, sure. Eri gole rapat ne lage moina mat beli gole ne lage bhat bihuti gole koi no thaki moi juriya aho tore sat ro roi roti moina moti tomalukor ghoroloi সদায় যাব পাৰো মই ৰৈ ৰতি ও মইনা মতি
Absolutely lovely. That is another very interesting tune that Abhishruti has composed. We'll go for a break. Don't go away. I'm in conversation with singer Abhishruti Bezbaruah. Welcome back. I'm in conversation with singer Abhishruti Bezbaruah, currently in the news for her latest music video, Ore Rati, that seeks to create awareness on the transgender community. Abhishruti, you know, what is the message that you actually seek you want the society. What do you want the society? How do you want the society to look at the transgenders? Because you see, these are a part of us.
Yes.
They are part of the community. They have not chosen to be that. It is not a choice. They've become.
Yes.
They wanted to express themselves as transgenders.
Yes.
And transgenders is not. There's a difference between sex and transgender.
Yes.
Isn't it? That also people need to know. People
Yes.
hardly know that.
There is a difference between gender and sex.
Yeah.
And people need to know that. And also, the message that I'm trying to show or, communicate to my society, to our society, is that we must embrace, we must empower them, and we too must educate ourselves. Because somewhere I do feel we are lacking. That's why they have been marginalized. That's why it is called a cause. So one day it would be really nice if this whole cause word is, subtracted from this conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now you see, there are some very famous transgender people.
Yes.
I mean, let's not talk about the whole world. Let's talk about India.
Yes.
We have the famous Bharatanatyam dancer Lakshminarayan. Lakshminarayan Tripathi.
Yes.
Lakshminarayan Tripathi is a famous Bharatanatyam. But interesting thing about Lakshminarayan Tripathi is that his parents or her parents, accepted
Yes.
Lakshmi as he
who
or
she
she is or was. So that is very important, isn't it? That parents accepting that, because it
Yes.
begins at home.
Absolutely,
The
sir.
change, the awareness has to be generated in every family.
In every family, sir, because the first encounter of gender dysphoria is witnessed at home. Parents are the first people to witness it. Yes, it could be for certain children that it's a phase, but for certain people it's very innate. It's a natural thing. It's nothing not natural. Aru, if you have to say about personalities who have come out and who are well accepted in society, is because they have been accepted by family. So I think it is very, very crucial, even if we have to make changes structurally through our education, through our textbooks, I think there needs to be changes that need to come about now.
And the people also need to realize that being a transgender, trans man or a trans woman, these are not mental problems. A lot of people say, this guy is having a mental problem. He thinks he's a woman. Oh, look at this guy. He thinks he's a woman. Oh, he must be having a mental problem.
Yes.
It's not that, actually. A lot of people don't know.
It is not that. It is a very natural feeling. I mean, you're born as a boy, but you're trapped as a female, You feel like a female. You're trapped in a man's body. What do you do?
So the time has come. I think we have seen India as a nation. We have also changed our laws.
Yes.
It is no longer criminal. The same-sex marriage, for
Yes.
example, if you take that aspect, it's no longer a criminal activity,
Yes.
number one. Number two, take the case of Assam. I think the Assam Public Service Commission that conducts all these civil service examinations, the state-level
Yes.
civil service examinations, they have taken a huge progressive step forward by introducing transgender in the gender options.
Absolutely.
How do you look at it?
It is a revolutionary step, I would say, because we are always used to saying male, female,
Yeah.
and others maybe. But that's a huge step to
Forward.
For inclusion. That's what we look forward for. Even New Delhi has now come up with bathrooms. They're going to create bathrooms, gender-specific bathrooms. They have come up with a rainbow station where trans women are all empowered in a Delhi metro station. In Bangalore, there are bathrooms, gender-specific. So we are progressing, and even Assam has a 6 welfare member committee of the transgender people, and then we have our first magistrate.
Absolutely,
so we are progressing.
Absolutely. We are progressing, but we have miles to go,
Yes.
if I may use that word. Now the point is, the mental anxiety, if the society is not sensitized to a certain section of its own people, it can create a lot of trauma among the transgenders. There is something called, gender dysphoria. Yes. The anxiety among the transgender community, what people are going to think. I was just reading up, they're saying that even in developed countries like the US and all, there is a lot of discrimination on the transgender community. For example, when they use the washrooms, people expect a certain type of people to use a certain, whether male, female. That is the general, distinction that we make.
Yeah.
So, So I think we are doing well, but we need a lot to do more.
We need to do a lot more. So the world is not binary. We are always living in black and white, male, female. But look at nature. There are not two types of trees. There's so much diversity in our nature. Why not in human beings?
Is this the beginning? Is this the beginning of Abhishruti Bezbaruah becoming an activist?
I don't know about that, but I am trying to be a better ally, if I can say that, to be a better supporter, so that I can share the little privilege that I have in, say, having a conversation with you. You know, I could share this space with my queer friends, and you know, if there are other issues which bother me also as a citizen, I hope I can take that up one day.
Now, how this transgender, your decision to make people aware about the transgender community, how did it come about? Now, but the question is whether you'd like to take up other causes,
right.
Or is there something that you think passionately about, other issues that you might like to, because a singer taking up a cause or a cinema actor or a film actor taking up a cause, it makes a quick connect among particularly the youths.
Yes, so I do have certain issues with our society. I do write also in the newspapers sometimes. I hate the fact that people come and poster on our walls. So, coming and defacing our private property walls, I just don't like it. I don't understand the concept of, frivolously coming and sticking stuff on our walls. I hate the fact that we have no civic consciousness even while we are driving. The road safety awareness, it's so sad to see that, the parent is walking on the left, the kid is on the right. And how we are driving all the bikes and everybody.
Absolutely.
People are driving like maniacs. I hope I can address road safety also one day.
Absolutely. Viewers, you are listening to Abhishruti Bezbaruah, the singer. By the way, she's also a trained Bharatanatyam dancer. And we are yet to find out whether this is the beginning of Abhishruti Bezbaruah turning into an activist. Don't go away. I'll be right back after this very short break. Welcome back. I'm still in conversation with Abhishruti Bezbaruah. Abhishruti, what was the turning point in your life? Was it that call from filmmaker Muzaffar Ali to lend your voice in his serial?
Actually, I would say my school, Mayo College Girls' School, I studied in Rajasthan.
Yeah.
I was sent away in class 5 from here.
Class 5?
Yes. I studied till class 12 in Rajasthan. And I think it was Mayo College Girls' School which gave me my turning point, because I happened to meet Pandit Birju Maharaj. And then every prize giving or an annual prize giving ceremonies, we always used to have cultural events and dance dramas or plays, 1.5 hours. So I was blessed with the opportunity to work with him, and he chose my voice to be the lead of the play called Habba Khatun, who is a famous poet of Kashmir. So that's how I connected with Maharaji, and then he actually sat down with me. He taught me the songs. He played the harmonium himself, and he gave me full confidence. That was my first ever recording, so to say, in a studio, and he was there physically present. So that was a big boost for me, and and after that he connected me with my Guruji, my present Guruji, Pandit Rajan Sarjan Mishraji. And that has been my turning point, and definitely Muzaffar Ali sir. He has also been very blessed, because he says my Urdu is very good. So my nukhtas, and I'm like his troubleshooter, he calls me. So every time.
Where did you pick up Urdu from?
I think Hindustani classical music, and also
you have to have a hang of the language.
And also I perform ghazals as well. So. Because of that.
Now you see, you spent a lot of time in Rajasthan during your school. Once I was having Ustad Zakir Hussain Saab on my show. Then he was saying that whenever he comes from abroad, he makes it a point first not to do any concerts, just roam around the sights and sounds, pick up the voices from the ground, from different places. Yeah. That's how he just listens, pick up the raw voices.
Wow.
And that's how he converts some of those into his tabla renditions. Now, do you think you also have picked up a few things from the Rajasthani folk music, because that is very, very unique and unique. Extremely, I would say, original.
Original, powerful, and melodious.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I was in a boarding school, we were confined to the four walls, within the four walls. But I've had the opportunity to listen to various artists there. And I did pick up Mand, which is their Rajasthani folk, the Raga Mand. And I love performing to Kesariya Balam. I try to include that in my repertoire if I get a chance, and if I'm performing even outside of India.
Why don't you make the viewers listen to a line of that, what you have picked up? Because yes, they have heard your Assamese Bihu, they have now been hearing on the social media, the Orerati, and through this show, let them hear a little bit, a line of your Rajasthani skills, and of course, maybe a line of your favorite ghazal.
Yeah, sure, I'll try. Kesariya Balam, of course, their voices are very, very unique.
Yes.
But I've just tried to imbibe as much as I could.
Yeah.
Kesariya Balama Aoni Padharoni Mhare Des Re Padharoni Mhare Des Piya Pyari Radhola Avoni Padharoni Mhare Des Re Padharoni Mhare Des.
Lovely, lovely.
Thank you.
Lovely. Now, when you sift, do you do like everyone else? You do your riyaz, obviously. I mean, at regular intervals. Now the question is, COVID-19, the pandemic, the new normal, for someone like you who is a professional, or I would say, by choice, by training, you are a musician. How do you look at the days ahead? Everything has changed, from real life concerts to virtual concerts and so on and so forth. How has it impacted you personally? How do you see the days ahead?
I'm hopeful if we are careful ourselves. We have to be careful ourselves first. But it's really sad to see how, concerts have come to the virtual level, because I did not enjoy performing this Bihu because everybody wanted us to do lives on their portals, because it was Rongali Bihu, we were all stuck at home, but we had to celebrate somehow.
Yeah.
So it was not a very happy experience for me to be, staring
confined
and staring at a phone. And if I want to interact with my audience, I cannot. So I would say, can you at least send me emoticons of clapping? So we had to adjust a lot, and it's not a nice feeling, because the connect that you have with your audience when they are in front of you.
I mean, you see, at the end of the day, music, there are professional musicians.
Yes.
Okay? You have to earn a living out of music. There are a lot of people who earn a living out of music,
Yes,
whether it is the musicians, whether it is the singers, whether it is the performers. Now, the point is, commerce at the end of the day is extremely important for someone to survive.
Yes.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about a general question. Now, as someone belonging to the industry, how do you look at things? Do you think this is a passing phase and everything will become normal? Now, we have already seen that the theaters, that is cinemas, the government has asked that it can run up to 100% capacity.
Yes.
That has already come. But people may not go, you see?
Yes.
People may not go. The government may have allowed, but people still will have some kind of hesitation, apprehensions. So, do you think that is going to be a little bit of a hindrance for some more time to come?
I think, like I said, sir, that we have to be careful ourselves. I went to the book fair recently. There was, I think, 200% capacity. People were stepping out because people are also really fed up of staying at home, and they do want a change. So I'm really hopeful that if we take care of ourselves and if we are wearing our masks and going out, I think things should be good, and I think things are going to come back. It has been a huge setback for musicians, like you said, because Bihu this time then happened, and most of the commerce, is dependent on the Bihu shows. And I'm hoping that this year will be a good, better year.
Do you have any new plans? What are your projects coming up? Are you expecting a call maybe from the film industry, whether it is in Assam or outside?
I don't know.
What would you like to do? 2021.
I would love to express myself through my music, and I'm very glad that I could do this in the beginning of 2021 through Orerati. And I hope to come up with such content, and I'm also doing a project with Joy Boruada.
Okay.
I'm hoping to release that. And during this COVID time, I also got a lot of time to myself, so I wrote a couple of songs and I composed a bit. So I hope I can, put them together and release it.
Absolutely. Abhishruti Bezbaruah, on that positive note, thank you very much for being on my show. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
talking to you.
Thank you.